Good morning. At least that's what time it is as I'm speaking to you. You may be hearing this in the afternoon or evening. You may be us on Earth or in a whole other galaxy, and I'd especially like to hear from you. That's why I always ask where you're watching from. If you're in some other hemisphere, if you're, I don't know, anywhere near Mars, for example, we'd love to know. Now they're saying there's a big body of water, an underground lake on Mars. I guess we're supposed to be stimulated by that, but we've got so many things going on here on Earth. We got to keep our focus, I think, right here on Earth for a little bit, or heavenly things, even better. Heavenly things, because in the end, no matter how much we go back and forth with this current situation that we're facing in our homeland here in America, um, we only have so many things we can do about it. Joey Bauer, do you ever sleep? I'm here, Jack. Joey Bauer Jr. Welcome. I'm just popping on to pop off to really promo tonight's Wednesday midweek edition of Worldwide Ramblings at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And there we have Neo, and we have Belinda Lemon. She asks strange questions like, hey, you okay? Like, if I don't come on for a day or two, um, you worry me when you ask questions like that. Marty Greco, even Marty at this hour? But Belinda's a loyal viewer, and I appreciate that. Um, so we have 19 that have found us here. Not even a midnight ramblings because it's well past midnight here. Early morning in the great state of New York. Well, it was great until government decided to let crime run rampant and spend the state into a massive debt and want to spend more and want to spend more, want to restrict freedoms, want to push an agenda that most people have no desire to see implemented. And that's on more than one issue, more than one. Wow. Kathleen Wiedenbacher is here. I'm still awake. Amazing. Selena M, not to be confused with Selena B. Good thing I'm a night owl. Yes. Are you a spotted owl? I love owls. Owls are just cool, you know? Um, some of them work, like the wise potato chips owl, for example. I'm easily panicked. Yes. Well, remember, you were not given a spirit of fear. I'm preaching to myself just as much as you there. Jeannie Thompson, I don't need Elvis, but I do want him to acknowledge he is, if that's true. Well, that's a loaded statement right there, Jeannie Thompson. And I can get in trouble, with some people saying I'm not respecting the pastor's wishes. Nobody's really said that to me yet, but it'll happen. It's a loaded question. We'll be talking about it on the Worldwide Ramblings midweek tonight and Saturday night at 10 p.m. 10 p.m., I do believe. Gail George. Hi, Gail. What's going on with you? Hello, everyone from near Nashville, Tennessee. Do you go into Music City very often? Do you go to see shows and take in the nightlife of Nashville? Owls are a hoot, says Neo. It's a hard habit to break. Boy, was that out of key, right? Unrecognizable, really. So, hi, you guys. How's it going there? Very happy with the growth of our video. You don't need Elvis, Pastor Bob Joyce, that video. Um, Brenda said she was watching the replay of it. Now, Bren, a video like that, I certainly can't do live. There's no tech crew over there because over there is a window. There's no tech crew in a remote location. That's something that would be possible, but we'd have to have a much bigger budget than we have now. Um, See, I'll give you the behind the scenes here. I'm going to go to Pastor Bob Joyce's sermon clip, and I say, let's hear what Pastor Bob had to say about that. Notice how I turn there? I'm just doing that for the effect. There's no clip that's going to start playing. And when I say some of you great people have sent in photos, let's take a look at those. Nothing's going to be there on my other screen except my normal icons. No, Dandy Andy, handy Dandy Andy, my tech guy, has to come up here. And my goodness, I looked at all the buttons he was pressing. It's like surgery, you know? It's like surgery to get all this together, to make sure the volume level on Pastor Bob is right, you know? Um, to make sure that the pictures get enough time where you could actually see them before it goes to the next one, and those kind of things. And then the whole thing has to be rendered when he's finally done with all that. It has to be rendered, and we have to sit here and wait for it to render. And then at some point, he says it's ready. It's ready for you to load onto YouTube from OBS, you know. So it was just about an hour that he was up here putting that together. And from the moment we released it at 8:30, um, I knew we were okay. If I had it to do over again, I would have talked faster in the beginning, less in the beginning, went to the clip faster than I did. So live and learn. But my life is not an example you would want to go to for someone who lives and learns. Now in my fourth quarter, I'm saying maybe I ought to learn that. In fact, I got to learn that, you know? I got to learn things about every aspect, every weakness I have and what have you. Like I've said before, that if I stayed in this room and worked all day, I could probably stay on a diet and just have my Atkins shakes and then have a simple salad meal or something like that. But when I go down there to the kitchen at, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not usually early. It could be noon, it could be 1 o'clock, because I start answering emails and stuff like that up here, comments. That's when the temptation starts. Now, I may start off with a shake. I can't do a shake if we're going right out to do chores, because that can trigger something that can cause anxiety, you know? I'm speaking in code, but if you're over 60, you probably know what I'm talking about. It is annoying that those darn commercials are on a live stream. You mean already they're running commercials, huh? See, I don't see that. I don't see that. You would have to buy YouTube Premium to avoid that. But commercials do help me. I don't quite understand how exactly. I mean, I see the analytics. It's very hard to figure out. I figured out that those things called shorts, which I haven't done one in a while, which is done usually outside on location somewhere, they they're not going to contribute to my goal to, you know, to make this a supplement to my retirement. They're not. Um, but I guess if you get 1 million views, it's a whole different thing. Um, if I knew how to do the tech myself, I would uh, I would have been more successful by now. I got a kick that one of my competitors, just in case, all he did was put up "Can't Stop Falling in Love with You" straight from the church, the whole song, and he got something like 668,000 views on something that was already up on the Household of Faith site, already posted on Facebook. So that's just way to go, Justin. What can I tell you? My highest is 178,000, and I've been at this for 8.5 years. But we have a good niche here. I have things that other people don't have, like a really good live audience. I can take my years of experience on the radio and use that to communicate with an audience. I learned a long time ago that a good disc jockey, which is not what I'm doing here, a good disc jockey talks to his audience. It's a one-on-one conversation and not at them. You can always tell someone talking at you. So that's something that serves me well here in the live stream. But if I said, I'm not going to talk about Bob Joyce anymore. I mean, I'm not saying you can't, but I'm not going to talk about it. That would still be, I would maintain a very small, loyal base of viewers, but it wouldn't be enough to have dinner at McDonald's. That's just the way it is. This is my conundrum. Do you have any conundrums, Jeannie? I have to pay like $19 a month. Oh, you have YouTube Premium, huh? Now, do you get anything else? You don't get YouTube TV with that, right? You just get YouTube Premium is not YouTube TV. You have to pay a separate fee if you want YouTube TV. So you don't have the commercials. Just looking here at what has been written. See if there's anything. Hi, Michael Hoover. Good evening, good morning, good night. Whatever it may be. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Belinda's having success in prayer. Jeannie's talking to Gail. Hi, Patrick Vilas. Lunchtime and you are on. Oh, you work the overnight shift, huh, Patrick? What decade are you in anyway? I'm just trying to get an idea of your age. You don't have to give it, but you're working. Well, wait a minute. I'm assuming you're in a time zone here in America, and I'm not sure about that, or in Canada, which would be the same time zone. Jill is here. Hi, Jack. Just resting up from Hot Springs. Yes, maybe we can talk about your experience tonight or on Saturday night, whichever you prefer. Tonight is 7 o'clock, so maybe around, I got to do an introduction, say hello to everybody and everything. Maybe around 7:30 my time. I don't know what time slot you're in right now, time zone. But we could possibly talk if you wanted to. Just email me and then I'll email you and I'll give you that information then, okay? I just hope I don't have to go to the phone company and say, I need to change my phone number. And then there's going to be people, well, you didn't give it to me. I know exactly who those people are, too. This is another conundrum. I'm surrounded by conundrums. Like, will I make enough this month to supplement my retirement income? Trust in the Lord, trust and obey, because there's no other way to be happy in Jesus. You must trust and obey. I'm not good at that. Why pretend that I am? I'm real good at asking for forgiveness. I'm a top notch. Repentance? So, now when I'm 68 and I'm thinking, well, I got to get better. I gotta do a little better, Obviously, regrets. I've had a million. Not $1 million though, Marty Greco. You're a night owl, huh? Yeah, groovy. Uh, I hate when I miss someone. Like I missed Joy. When I look back at the stream and someone says, "Hi, Jack, how you doing?" and I totally didn't see it. So if your name is Joy and you're watching this, I apologize. Sometimes, I'm thinking about content, what I'm going to say, and Karen will tell you this. We'll be watching Dark Shadows together, and she'll say, "The TV is over here. It's over here." She sees that I'm probably thinking about the channel or something I'm struggling with or something like that. And she sees that I am not really in the room at that point. And so she calls me on that. Hi, Stefan. It's amazing. 38 people watching here right now. Yeah, tonight we'll also talk about reaction to the You Don't Need Elvis video. Some of the reaction in the comments section, perhaps in the email as well. It's just starting to come in. I mean, we are in no hurry here because we can chew on this for, as long as we can find people that have things to add to the stew. What will you bring to the stew? Will you bring carrots? Will you bring potatoes? I love spuds, I do love spuds. And I'm not talking about that drinking dog, Mackenzie. He's just, because he's Mackenzie, it's just stereotypical that spuds would like the beer, Don't you think, Neil? It's annoying when they do commercials on live stream. Well, see, yeah, as I say, I don't see that. I think they're the short ones, right? I sometimes when you're watching in the replay, hello replay crowd, I love you. Hit the subscribe and the like button and the notification bell. Now, if you hit the notification bell, but you leave your device in the bathroom, you're not going to hear it. You understand that, right? And no, I can't email everybody before I come on. And who's everybody? Because we find new people all the time, people that don't have the notification bell on find us. So, but I think that bell is designed that even if you don't get the notification in real time, you'll look back. But if it's too late, you miss the live stream and you love the live stream. I get it. Oh my goodness, you're that young, huh, Patrick? I remember 33, not exactly that age, 33. I was married by then for a few years. And my daughter had been born, my daughter, Kaylee. And trying to do the math here, was my son on the way? Probably. I was working a lot. I know that. I had started working as a peace officer, pretending to be a peace officer at the homeless men's shelter. Happy birthday, Kathleen. Really? Happy birthday, Kathleen. Happy birthday, Kathleen. What a burger. Happy birthday, dear Kathleen. Happy birthday to you. We wish you many, many more in good health, because that's an important addendum. Yeah. Well. Kathleen's been with us for a while. What are you saying, Michael? He's not hiding as much as he used to. I mean, come on, almost all songs in Elvis style. I don't know what to say about this anymore, Michael. I mean, I do know what to say about it. Maybe that's the problem, But I don't want to get in the way of the Holy Spirit. That's like my biggest concern here. Because I think it would take the Holy Spirit to keep this contained from 2011 until now. No, he's not in the witness protection program anymore. You can't be in the witness protection program when you start an international ministry on YouTube. They would not allow that. They'd say, you got to choose. You got to choose. Don't be so sure that he can't use the name, that he couldn't be the name, because the person who owns the name would probably be more than happy for him to do that. But you have to understand what that means. If it's really true that he wants uh, to preach till his last breath as a small town preacher who happens to have an international audience, many who come and visit, that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want ABC, CBS, NBC. I think I've thought since the Lisa Marie funeral that TMZ is very aware of everything, but they made a decision to let it go. I don't know if they were requested to do that or what have you, but they did report that the Lisa Marie public memorial was not followed by her being buried. People thought she had already been buried, and her funeral was coming up. True, Pastor Bob Joyce was not at the public memorial. He's not the white guy, the tall, lanky guy with the white hair, I meant to say, and the beard. But he was in real time preaching in Benton. But the next Saturday, perhaps, was the private funeral. And although TMZ reported that, I think they gave the date as Friday, though, instead of Saturday. This is tricky. I'm not sure about this. But then there was no follow-up. It would be like they said, the Olympics, as you know, start next Friday. And then they never said another word about it. You say, what the heck? Yeah. So there's more weirdness in here, almost as much weirdness in the vice presidential uh, uh, candidate on the way progressive left. Almost as much as weird as that guy. Kamala is easy peasy to figure out. She's not qualified. She'll say whatever she has to say to get elected. Now, she's even stealing Trump stuff. She's for no tax on tips. They said you got to say what you need to say, move as to the middle now, and hope that the people are that stupid. And believe me, Kamala, there's a lot of stupid people out there, so you might just make it. You might just make it. And then there's all these people that you used to kind of like I keep mentioning Nicole Wallace because she's the one that surprises me, because I thought she had a lot more smarts than she turns out to have. And it's almost like, it's almost like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Have you noticed any bodies being snatched, Joey Bauer Jr.? I don't know. It's just unbelievable. I don't know if there'd be any money to lose, Michael. It would be increase, and he wouldn't be going back there. He wouldn't be going back there. That's too right in the middle of, Elvis Presley Boulevard, right? No, if he had to go somewhere and our thoughts about who he may have been at one time, I would say the only place he may have friends, that have very gated houses in a very gated community. He does have that. So we may not even know. He'd probably have to move his church service to where we just saw this past Sunday. And then that would be a heavy security deal and what have you. And he wouldn't be, anywhere near as accessible as he is now. I often say the Elvis Hotel, the top floor where the suites are, but he doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. So this is one heck of a story here, and still in August of 2024. But I don't want to get in the way of the Holy Spirit here. I don't want to do that. So, what we've been trying to do, since we've already really told a lot of the story, so much of the story, is that we're doing positive pieces. This isn't going away. The Elvis Alive group, both on YouTube and Facebook now, and TikTok as well, they're not going anywhere, and that kind of thing. Um, so who knows? Who knows where it'll go? But I'm not. I know some new people come on, and they just look forward to the day when their curiosity is completely satisfied. But I'm doing more of positive pieces. Hopefully, we can get the Zoom thing down and interview some people. Um, but at the same time, if there's an important thing to be mentioned, an important addition to the story, I feel that I would have to do it unless I felt the witness that I shouldn't. So, am I making any sense, Neo? It's true biblically sound, a new creation who sells off all riches to follow God. Well, that's true. Um, and once you sell off all your riches, um, that leaves you available for the blessing of God. Once you're giving your everything to the Lord, Bible says, I will pour you out a blessing so big you will not be able to contain it. You will not be able to contain it. So you can't outgive God. You surrender and give up everything, and he starts to bless you in ways that you couldn't imagine. And he puts people in your path that will do it. So, he's not going to ever have to go to a soup kitchen and live at the homeless shelter. So you can't outgive God. I don't feel that it's come to an end. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, I was thinking about doing a capsulated version, which would really be an expanded version. The top 50 reasons why Bob Joyce may be Elvis, because what would be my main motivation there? There's realities involved here when you're a creator on YouTube, and then there's other platforms too that should be considered for a little bit. But YouTube is where I have my loyalty. This is where we've been since 2016. In fact, it may have been December of 2015 when I was still 59 years old. So right now I'm feeling the witness. No, don't do the top 50. Don't do the top 50 because I'm not on that mission, and I don't want to be the guy. I don't. But I do want to continue to tell a fascinating story, and more than anything, give you guys a platform. Now, if you say crazy things, I'm going to call you out. Okay, you're going to say it's Jesse. Give me some proof. It's just like if you're going to have something horrible to say, like Lady Diana is alive, you got to give me some real hard evidence. Now, we did do the JFK thing. I didn't put my heart and soul into that, but I did show a few pictures, and we told the story a little bit. But there are people out there that were meant to do that, and they are doing it with better tech and much better than I can. I'm not, I have no passion to do that. At least at this point, I don't. But I thought, you guys wanted it, so I looked into it, and we did a couple of videos. They did okay, nothing great. They sure didn't come out of the gate smoking, and I didn't expect them to. I didn't expect them to. Would I talk more about it if I had something really significant? Yes. But if it's some other content that some other guy is doing, I'll let him do that, or I'll let her do that. Well, hi, that guy, 6. No, it's kind of normal for me. It's these other people you should be saying, wow, I can't believe so many people are up. I used to go to bed around 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to change that, but it really hasn't happened, you know. Um, I say goodnight to Karen at around 10 minutes to 11. No, we don't sleep in the same room unless we're in a hotel. That's why I love traveling so much. That's become more of a challenge, but I know how to do it real cheaply. But I have commitments, I have commitments, and I have other commitments I'd love to get to if I could just find that kind of revenue. Hi, Nancy DeMarco. She's talking to Marty Greco. I didn't even see that you came in. You must have been here. And Susan Carter. Oh boy, did I wake anybody up with my notification sound? I often wonder. No one has ever said that I have. Um, so no, I don't feel it's the end, Belinda. I just feel that we're changing course a little bit, but I'm not banning the topic. Um, People, by the way, that have responded to my video, is he the son of Elvis? Or people that say he's Jesse and they don't give an ounce of real proof, or there's four brothers and all this stuff. They say, think about the scars in the veins, the broken pinky. That's on the pastor. Uh, that wouldn't be on Jesse. A twin doesn't mean the scars in the veins will be the same, or the broken pinky, etc., etc. Shake me, wake me. Oh, you were watching another video, huh? Yeah, I watched a little bit downstairs. What did I watch? Well, I watched the Happy Together tour from some city. Someone had the whole tour up, and I got to see some groups that meant a whole lot to me, um, including the Association and the Vogues. Those were two of my favorites. I like the Cowsills. They have like 4 hits. They come out and do them, and they're gone. They open the show. They start with the rain, the park, and other things, and I like that very much. Um, so I enjoyed the Vogues. I enjoyed the Association, even though they didn't sing. So you only can get like 4 songs unless you're the Turtles at the end. And the Turtles is really Ron Dante, who took over for Howard, also known as Eddie, in 2018 when Howard Kamen, the voice of the Turtles, Happy Together, Eleanor, all of them, retired. He's 77 now. He's not in the best of health. He looks, this is a perfect example. Look at Howard Kamen today, if you can find the shot I found, and look at Dick Van Dyke. Howard is 77 and looks older than Dick Van Dyke, who's 98. So everybody's different. Everybody's everything. Ba da 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 da. You know that song, Marty? It's like he wants everyone to know without just coming out and telling it's me. Yeah, he wants it's really weird. It's really so strange. It's like he's saying, I know that but this is about Jesus, so get with the program. But you heard what I said in the what were we talking about? It was the actual video about Elvis Presley. Quoting what Bob said, you don't need Elvis. If someone told me Jim Rohn, who I never got to see, was still alive, but he was calling himself Paul Reynolds, I named my car Roan. That's how much I enjoyed Jim Rohn. My car's name is Roan. I wanted to get a personalized plate. uh, but if you told me he was doing a conference somewhere, I'd want to go. So it's a normal human DNA thing. But once you get there, hopefully you push that aside during church time. I was very surprised. I've never seen this in a church, but I realized they were really in a theater, and I guess this time he permitted it. All the cell phones out during praise service. Usually they make a big announcement. Do not use your cell phone during praise and the sermon, keep your cell phone, in your put in your pocket or put it in your handbag. That's where you should put it, Marty. If you go to the church or that guy six, put it in your handbag. My God, here's Shell. Did Matt Joyce out? Oh, did Matt Joyce cut off all his hair? I don't know how to respond to that. I didn't notice Matt. I have a fairly recent picture of him at Household of Faith with Sabrina. Did I make a Google photo of that? No, I could, though. I could. Patrick says, if the Holy Spirit was leading him to tell the story of his dreams with a huge tent, he was talking about Oral Roberts, by the way. He didn't want to say it. With huge tent meetings like preachers of old and stop short to give names, wouldn't want to date himself. That's a very good observation, Patrick. If he's 72, if he was Robert Wayne Joyce, I'm saying, I guess now I got to do math, Patrick. I'm not good at math. I flunked math, I told myself I couldn't do math, and wouldn't you know, I was right about that. And then they came out with calculators. Oral Roberts was in the 50s, right? In the big tent, the 50s, on television too. And, he was in this one place all the time. I saw a video, the building that he used to use, people would come there. He would travel too. But he loved this one place, and he would be sitting down, and he'd have throngs of people. And he would say that not everybody got healed. I don't know how many people got healed, I know that with Benny Hinn, watch the Mike Winger videos on Benny Hinn, it goes back and forth. I interviewed Alvin Slaughter, who for a long time, I don't think anymore, but for a long time, he was in the Crusades singing. Very big black guy, wonderful gentleman. And I interviewed him when I was on Sound of Life for my hometown track show that I used to do. And he said that the real big miracles happen in foreign countries, not in the United States of America. And he cited some reasons he thought that might be true, why that was true. And Alvin's not in any way the type to lie. So I leave all that in the hands of the Holy Spirit, But a lot of people, Kathy Lee Gifford, who's recovering from a broken pelvis, she had a hip replaced, and she stopped using the walker, and she was almost running to the door to answer it, and she fell, and now she's just in the hospital, or she may be out by now. She's okay, but she's 70 now, and she's got to be more careful, And but she went to ORU. She graduated from ORU. That was the point of that. Glad I didn't forget that part. So I don't know. I missed the Matt having no hair. Some people look great bald, and some people just don't, Some people just don't. I've explained that to Karen when she says, why don't you just shave it all off? I'm not that guy. I'm not Vin Diesel, you know what I'm saying? Belinda is now saying, okay, keep looking at Jesus. Don't look at Bob or Elvis. Is that a fair statement, Belinda? You look at Bob Joyce all the time, Elvis. So we don't want to be holier than thou. I look at the comments sometimes and I say, should I just leave this alone? Is this too far over the top? That kind of thing. We're here because we all are interested in Pastor Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley, but at the same time, hopefully we make the priority Jesus, or we're moving in that direction to make the priority Jesus. I don't know. It's like he wants everyone to know. Yeah, I just don't know. It's a psychological, Marty, it's a psychological, I don't wanna use the word conundrum again. It's a it's a it's a psychological, I wanna get the word baffling in there somewhere, you know? It's baffling, it's baffling. Uh, okay, you know who I am, but now let's move past that and focus on Jesus. But the thing is, there's always new people coming in. And yes, as I talked about with Gene Ho, a lot of them are coming for the wrong reasons, but it is an opportunity for the Holy Spirit to work. It is an opportunity. So, by the way, hi, Ruthie. I don't mean to ignore you. Um, you saw Ruth, you saw Matt too, and he looked bald, huh? Huh. Yeah, I did not see him. So it's when we start talking about the Holy Spirit, it's His ways are not our ways, Patrick, and I want to be really careful that you know it's difficult because basically in something like this, you don't want to go too long of a time when you don't put out a new pre-recorded video to back up your live shows. Um, that you think will get some hits because you need that combination to get a good monthly total. And now we have the Cash app, Media Guy 56, MEDIA 56, Media Guy 56, lowercase letters, and people are hitting that. It's usually only in the live shows, though. The ones that may hit it in a pre-recorded video, even one that they enjoyed, are just down to like two or three, four people. So I know that the live shows are very important, but so are the pre-recorded shows. And I don't think you want me doing a pre-recorded show on famous disc jockeys of the '60s. I could do one, but it wouldn't get 200 hits. There have been times when I have done a topic that I thought was real important and was disappointed when it didn't even get 200 views or 300 views. And then I do my magic topic and it goes way up. And I try to only do something when I have something. But this story is so phenomenal that it's not hard usually. But I think of them saying, "Oh, every week it's something," and you hear what Pastor Bob just said? There'll be a video up on Sunday or Monday on that. You can be sure that he'll try to get it up on Sunday. Well, he can't get it up on Sunday because he won't see it till Monday. But by Thursday, you mark my words, he will have a video, and I can even guess the title. It's kind of like in that movie Unfaithful. I've told this story before. It's late. Do I have any people that have virgin ears here? Diane Lane, right? Yeah. It's a great movie. The French chap who played her lover, she's married to Richard Gere, and she's going to cheat on Richard Gere, which is strange in and of itself. But um, I won't say the line I'm thinking about right now; would come off wrong. Um, it's a line that kind of infers you could have the most beautiful woman in the world, but at some point, you can have the best New York pizza in the world, but at some point you're going to say, I'm tired of New York pizza. Chinese would be good. I'm surprised that they're still called Chinese restaurants. Shouldn't it be Asian restaurants? I've just realized that if we're going to be all politically correct now, we certainly don't use the word anymore, Oriental. That went away. So now I've totally scrambled my thoughts here. When I started to use an example, I forgot the main point. What was I saying? I don't know. Let me go down a little further here. Yeah, Brother Bruno's opened up again Monday, and today is laundry day, so we'll be two doors down from Brother Bruno's, two doors down. We'll be singing and having a party. Now, between the laundry and Brother Bruno's is the Miracle Mile. Well, they call it downtown bagels now. We're talking about authentic New York water bagels, gang, in many different kinds. You know, the everything bagel, the garlic bagel, the blueberry bagel, on and on and on. These are great bagels. And the manager and his lady uh, kind of run the place. Well, he's the manager, and I would assume she has some kind of authority there too. Well, their day ends around 3 o'clock. They close. They close at 3, and somewhere after that, we're right next door to them at the laundry. They come out and they're trying to relieve some tension. So before they go to their car, they start wrestling. This has happened probably 150, 200 or more times. And if you happen to be there, you see a wrestling show. And they got smiles on their faces. So, and she's wearing the shortest, tight shorts that she can wear. And um, so one day, as they're out there and I'm walking past them to go to ShopRite from the laundry, which because that's after Brother Bruno's, I bend down and I look at him and I say, I just can't figure out why you do for free what you could sell tickets to. He said, I'm thinking about it. All right. Three severed heads. It's been a while. Great sermon by Pastor. I agree. I think it might be the best I've ever heard him preach. It's really good where, you address to some level the elephant in the room. And I think he should talk about the times we live in, you have to be careful because of your nonprofit status. You could lose that if you start saying you're for Trump or what have you. But, there are ways to not do that and comment on the times we live in and quote some scriptures, quote more scriptures, I would say, that would you know, be the bulk of what you're talking about. But it was a great sermon. Coffee and tea for Shell. Looks like a tea kettle. So why am I assuming that would be a cup of coffee next to it? We can't help it. We accept you being crazy, Belinda. Neil, everybody's crazy to some degree. Everybody. You just don't always see that side. You don't see that side. Someone thinks, oh, there's a pastor, he's anointed, he's preaching, and, he's a perfect human being. Nope. Nope. A beautiful girl in a short skirt comes into the church. Why do people dress like that in churches? He's going to have to fight the same temptation Joe Blow is, for example. Now she's kind of incognito, Belinda, wearing her sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses at night. I used to talk up that Corey Hart song saying, Corey Hart, he's wearing his sunglasses at night until he drove off the Tappan Zee Bridge. You can't really drive off the Tappan Zee Bridge. You have to catapult You have to catapult. Who am I missing now? Very Elvis like to stay neutral, lol. Um, well, as I say, my main concern is not getting in the way of the Holy Spirit because I don't want to do that. That's why I stopped calling myself some kind of a teacher in the early days and realized I'm just someone who shares from my heart, shares from my frustration, whatever. Hi, Chi Chi. I didn't know you were here. Hello, Chi Chi. Where's your first entry here? There you are. Good afternoon, Jack. Sorry I'm late. Late. We're just popping on here unannounced. You just finished work, huh? You work the 4 to midnight shift, or what's your time zone where you are? I don't know exactly where you are. Um, and I'm not a drinker. I'm a very seldom drinker. And that'll usually be one drink, especially now with cardiomyopathy. And I tell them, please light on the liquor. I'm really looking. If I have a vodka sour, I'm looking to enjoy the ice, and I'm looking to enjoy the sour mix that they put in it. With just a little touch of vodka. That's I asked for that, but I don't always get that. Some restaurants, or if the bartender happens to be the one who's also serving you, looking for a tip, she might put extra in. That's the kind of things John Taffer screams about on Bar Rescue. I love Bar Rescue, but I don't have Paramount TV right now. I'd have to order that. So I haven't seen Bar Rescue in a little while, but I always enjoy that show. He reminds me of my father. He kind of looks like my dad. Yeah, baby. 403. Oh, you're in Australia. My goodness. You work at the Caulfield Hospital. What do you do there, Chi Chi? My goodness, we have someone from Queensland. We have a number of people from Australia. Some I haven't heard from in a while, but I've heard from at least 7 or 8 people from Australia, if not more, since we've been doing the live shows. I'm just a nurse, just a nurse. That's a wonderful thing, and that's not easy. That is a very hard thing to do. So you're so important to the operation. Even if you told me you were a nurse's aide, I'd say that's great. That's a hard job too. They tend to get the dirty work before the nurse has to. Um, but I realize you probably do it all. Shelley from Australia. The grand matriarch at one time. Is that who you're talking about? Is that who you're asking about? Shell from Canada, the campaign president for Donald Trump, but in the country of Canada. That's Shell. She thought I was how can we say this? She thought I was too blue. Sometimes she didn't like some of the things I said on occasion. Other times she was right with us, but she left because of me. That's why. How's that for an honest answer, Shell? I did not block her. I did not block her. Nancy DeMarco talking to Belinda Lemon. Now you told us this, so I guess it's okay to say that you're in the wonderful state of Florida. Yeah, how far are you from Richard Lyon? Richard's sleeping. He's got to work in a number of hours from now. You are in Florida, right? And yeah, I guess you are. And yeah, I don't want to overwhelm you. Whenever you're ready down the road, we'll have a chat with you about the Hot Springs weekend. If you are so obliged, if you are so willing. You're in Orlando, huh? Not Kissimmee now? You're not staying in Kissimmee? A lot of people stay in Kissimmee and then go to Orlando. That's what we did. Great Motel 6 in Kissimmee. It's like, I don't know, 200 rooms, 2, 3 floors, but it still looks like a Motel 6. Sometimes what Motel 6 does, and this is true in Memphis, Tennessee, I stayed there. It's a former big hotel that sold out to Motel 6, and it's kind of, like a welfare hotel too. And but the room was pretty clean, and I was just there to sleep, take a nice shower, and get back on the road again. On the road again. How about now? I want you in prime time when we have a huge audience. I don't want to, it'd be like saying, and now here's Barry Manilow on the Jackie phone, and we're at 2:08 in the morning. So, I want you in prime time, your prime time material, Nancy. And perhaps we will also have um, Jill, and then there'll be hopefully others that I don't know about that I see in the email, and I'll invite them to do that. And then some will want to just write an email about it. Please do. Jack the Fair Guy, FAIR, Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. I'm not going to be on too long here, because it's already an hour. 55 minutes right now. Time flies when you're with the family here. Yeah, I'm on, the schedule. It's Worldwide Ramblings tonight from 7 to 10, your time there. And then the usual time on Saturday at 10 p.m. And, I will look forward to what you have to say about it. I know that you have a honest streak in you, more than a streak. I'm not saying that you ever did streaking. I'm not saying you didn't. See, these are the kind of comments that the grand matriarch would have said, I don't like that. I don't like that, and that's fine. That's fine. You just can't do a channel and not lose people sometimes, But the grand matriarch is the one who gave us our logos, including what you see right behind me, right here. She and her husband, I guess, did that, and it's quite a nice likeness of me, only without the blemishes. So, very grateful. People come in and out of your life, I've had to accept that. Who wrote a great song about that? Oh, my friend Larry DeGroat. Probably do a video and I'll play the song for you. Larry, who wrote it, the music and lyrics, he wants me to do that. YouTube may allow it. They may say, well, you can't monetize that, and that's fine. I have videos up that I knew when I played Elvis singing America the Beautiful that I couldn't monetize that, but I wanted to share it with you. And so it's their call. If they don't like it when I try it in a live stream, they'll just block the audio. They want time to listen and also figure in if someone owns the sometimes they seem to know already that someone is definitely going to want to either share the profits of the video or that they're going to want it all and that I can put it on, but I can't monetize it. And I usually, I'm fine with that. That's a small segment of what I do. And if it blesses the audience, like one of my big videos, Elvis Evidence in Rapid Fire. It starts with Elvis singing in the garden. Then at the end, we play, well, the artist says Bob Joyce, but it's early Elvis singing He Hideth My Soul. Can you do that? If it's not you, what am I to do? Am I not supposed to react to that? So that has got a lot of many thousands of views, and I never made 10 cents on that video because I'm using music in there. Say. So thanks for those that hit the thanks button. I appreciate that very much. for any amount on a credit card. Replay crowd, I'm talking to you, as well. And the Cash App media guy, media guy 56, lowercase letters, media guy 56. That's 5-6. So there you go. Any amount helps. It helps get to the monthly total. Ted is here, really? I can't believe all these people. And I would have missed you, Ted, because I missed you the first go round. Ted Richards is here. Unless I have another Ted. It's always great when somebody new comes on, by the way, gang, and you notice that you say hello to them. That really helps. If they say hi, everybody, and it's the first time they've ever said it, and nobody answers them, they get the wrong impression that you don't want to answer them. So I so appreciate when you do that. Where are you, Ted? Someone says you're here. Someone new, promote your channel. I don't have any problems with that. I've actually gone on other people's videos, and then my heading comes up, the Virtual Church of the Disillusioned, and kind of slyly, I watched what their work and commented honestly on it. But obviously I knew I was also promoting me at the same time. The Christian Connection video channel. Hi, where is the Christian Connection video channel? In other words, probably where do you hang your hat? What state or country or what have you? Welcome. Yeah, we have, obviously, there's more than one Ted. It won't be Ted Bessel, though, because he passed away. Everybody know who Ted Bessel was? You TV buffs you. Mansfield, Arkansas. I see. And is your Christian Connection video channel here on YouTube, or is it on another platform? Or is it on many platforms? Neo sometimes mentions his channel too, which of course is National Cannibal Society. That was a little joke, Neo. That girl, you're right, Ruthie. You're right on the ball there. And let's see. He played what? Ted. He went with his first name. Ted what on that girl? I got his real name, but now I can't think of his character name. He was a likable chap, wasn't he? He was a likable chap. He died too young. Oh, okay. He did not use Ted. You're right, Shell. Did you have to look that up? Did you cheat or did you know? Donald Hollinger. That makes perfect sense. I remember that. Now, my channel is Puppets, like in DC. Well, Puppets can be on a video channel too. Can I say this? I was married to someone who called themselves the Puppet Lady at one time. So I saw puppets being made. I saw I had no talent to do it myself. And I saw puppet shows all because of that. Yeah. You knew, Shell. You're on the ball. Ted, do you have family in Toledo, Ohio? Oh, Shell, I watched that girl too. I had a major crush on Marlo Thomas. I did. That was, when I was just a little kid, and I was watching that girl, and she was one of those people I noticed, even though I was so much younger. It starts for guys, it starts young and it goes till you die. Well, almost. Maybe not quite till you die. But let's face it, attractive women that work in nursing homes have to be careful with these male patients sometimes. They become grabbers. They do. I knew somebody that was a grabber in a nursing home. So they learn how to, they learn what not to do. They learn how to do different things. Marlo was and is pretty. I mean, she's had a lot of work done, but eventually, when you have work, it seems to relax. I mean, Kenny Rogers didn't look weird forever. It started to relax, and he looked more like the Kenny Rogers we knew. So now in her 80s, and Phil Donahue is in his 80s too. Her husband, she looks great, and she's still doing her St. Jude commercials. Used to have a grabber when I couldn't walk. Ha 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 ha. Karen has a grabber, and it's not me. Well, it is me, but she also has that thing. And that came from her mother, who passed away about 7 years ago now. So she needed the grabber thing, and it's quite handy sometimes. It's quite handy, but I don't use it much. But there are times when you say, "Where's that grabber? Where's that grabber?" And uh, trying to think of a perfect example for my joke, and I'm not sure where to go with it. Alan Hamill is a grabber. Karen watches, the Suzanne Summers company. They do videos 3-4 times a week, demonstrating the Suzanne Summers line of products, and I have to tell you, they're pretty good. She didn't invent the products when she was alive, but she worked with a company, and there's a thing called Gut Renew. We have it downstairs, and Karen makes these shakes and puts a couple of scoopfuls of Gut Renew in there, and they have been very helpful to her. And then they have facial products that she's using. She looks younger today than she looked 5 years ago when she's using Suzanne Summers products. They're not cheap, but they're not very expensive either. Yeah. So there's my Suzanne Summers commercial. You can see her. She's all over Facebook. Not Suzanne, but her granddaughters. And Alan Hamill, who's 87 years old, 88, 87 now. And he's resumed an active dating life now. He looks great. He used to do both the Alpha Beta commercials and the Acme commercials. Alpha Beta on the West Coast, Acme on the East Coast. Shell, you probably know that Alan Hamill was a Canadian legend. He had a Canadian talk show, did Canadian commercials. He's from Canada. Yes. Alan Hamill. What a great voice, What a great voice. So, but now the censor's going in the head. He's a little inappropriate sometimes. His son's daughter, his son's wife, who basically runs the company. She's 59 going on 60. He was wearing a shirt and, something on the bottom. Of course, she said, "Al, is that your swimsuit or is that your underwear?" So that's my underwear. We're talking Speedo style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it never stops. It's a struggle to the end. And some men, of course, don't consider it a struggle because they don't consider they're doing anything wrong, But the filter starts to go, and that on air can cause complaints. I am evangelist Ted. Friend? Your actual last name is Friend? I'm going to need you to email me a copy of your birth certificate, Ted. Let's see here. Trying to learn some new songs, do more karaoke. Oh, no, Kermioke, right? In the Kermit voice. I got you. Do you do Miss Piggy too? Or, Jim Carrey could switch back and forth from Kermit to to Miss Piggy in the same song, real quick. Of course, there's only one Jim Carrey. Hearts Wild. I knew when I came on here late, there was a good chance we'd hear from Hearts Wild because it's been a while. Um, you've been working, have you? And you just turned on your desktop, perhaps? You follow my Facebook page as well. I don't do too much on there. You notice when I put up something from this channel, I get almost zero response. I have 60 friends. I don't mix the two. I don't mix the two. Sometimes I'll get a request for that, and I say these people here do not care anything about Pastor Bob Joyce. They would think I'm nuts. They think I'm nuts. Once again, my son today brought that up, and you know, it's a little frustrating. I'd like to hear, Dad, isn't it great that you have developed such a nice audience and people are watching you all over the world, and it's just he's not mean. Don't get me wrong. It's just that he's trying to reason with me. You know, he'll even say he doesn't look like Elvis and what have you. I can't tell you how much he loves it when I talk about him, but he says he doesn't watch. So uh, that I was going to play maybe this week on one of the live shows like tonight. I know this is live, but I mean a real bona fide show. Um, Tonight between 7 and 10 or Saturday, I'll play a audio clip of John Pinsett. You know, he's funny and he's usually pretty clean. He passed away in 2014. He at one point was so overweight and then he lost a little. And towards the end of his life, he had lost a considerable amount of weight. He did a radio interview to to promote his gig that night in Pittsburgh on one of the Pittsburgh radio stations, and he was dead before that gig ever happened at 50 years old. At 50 years old, he says, I always like to speak positive about people. Well, I do say a lot of crap. I'll change the word. I do say a lot of crap about the Amish people, but it never gets back to them. They never know. Oh, dear. Well, Darla Rawls, not Lou Rawls. Are you related to Lou Rawls? You'll never find another love like mine. I don't think you're nuts, just a little full tilt bozo. No, I feel deep in my heart that Pastor Bob is Elvis. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people here that would agree with you. We don't get too many detractors. They just give up after a while. They know if they get rude, that's a bridge to a land far out in outer space. What's okay, Hearts Wild? I don't believe it. Nancy DeMarco is still watching, and she's in Florida on vacay, I guess. Um, let's see here. I gotta see what you said prior to that. I keep missing you live. Is all I see. I see. Well, I'm glad when you're here. I'm glad when you're here. And now we want to learn Elvis songs in the Kermit voice, says Neil. I think Elvis liked being up on that stage again. I got the same feeling, Shell. No, sir, I'm not kin to Lou Rawls, LOL. He seemed like a very nice man. And boy, that song got worn out on oldie stations and stuff. You'll never find another love like mine. What was the other one? Lady Love, right? Lady Love. I seem to remember that. Good night, Patrick. Thank you for stopping by. Great show. Well, it's really just a pop on to pop off. Back to work I go. I know that feeling. Good night, all. Good night. Hearts Wild. I think he misses his fans. Well, he's just too old. If we were right, he's too old to tour or anything like that. Just like, obviously he has a tremendous problem with space on the Sunday service in that tiny church, which was not really a good acquisition because they already knew by then it wasn't enough seating. But I can't come down and run those things too. Oh, they must say that Willard guy. Who the? No, they wouldn't say that. They'd say that Willard guy is full of himself, and I'm not. I'm just reacting to things that come to mind. See, when I was a booking agent for my wife and plotting how we could connect one gig to the other and suggesting things that she could do in her act or not do, all those things. It's just my nature to do that. I produced Hometown Tracks, a pretty successful Christian radio show. I programmed that. They gave me free reign to do it, and so that's just the way. Just the way I think. And so when I hear that the horse stable is not going to be ready till the summer of 2025 or even Christmas of 2025, that's just, you don't have that option. Because what are you going to do when someone from New Zealand is in your parking lot? They can't get into the church and they can't get into the fellowship hall. And I think that's already happened. So you've either got to get another space in the meantime, because you have outgrown that. You have outgrown that. And I think that with a proper crew, which I think funds could be found for it, you could easily have that open by Thanksgiving. Easily. That's just the way I feel. Christmas tops. I don't know if you can get 500 seats in that, but then you also have the problem of needing a fellowship hall if you're going to put 500 seats in that horse stable. So then you got to go some kind of a prefab route right next to it. But it's all doable. I mean, it's all very doable. Those kind of things are done all the time. Makeshift. I just feel that horse stable could end up being the church. And the second thing is that place where they were just this past Sunday could end up being the church, renting that space every Sunday and moving the church to Hot Springs. What you could do is you could have a bus that goes from Benton to Hot Springs and back every day for the regular members. They park, right there where they're parking now or somewhere, and you bus them over to the church. Lots of churches have buses, where they reach out to the inner city and things like that. Just a thought. Just a thought. Leather churches. No, he is, that's what I was trying to say. He doesn't go to two services, which is what another pastor would do, because he preaches hard, and he's not a spring chicken anymore. I wonder who was the first person to say not a spring chicken anymore. 52 watching right now, and already an hour and 17 minutes in on this pop on to pop off. I'm wanting so bad to go to Benton, Arkansas, to Household of Faith. I want to meet Pastor Bob. Maybe soon I will be able to. Yeah, get there early, because in the current setting, you show up at 9:15, you'll be in the fellowship hall. Doors open at 9. You got to be on that line, and there's just so many seats. There's just so many seats. There's regular people that have reserved seating there, and that's totally understandable. You're giving me permission to show that, and I assume that they would have that. All right, maybe a very nice picture. I can't, have Andy roll it in though. I've used him enough for a few days, so it would be me holding up my phone, that kind of thing. So in the future, I will. No time limit is better. I like to watch when he does the baptisms. No time limit is better. I didn't see any of the baptisms. It seems so small. I mean, they called it a baptismal, what did they use? Pool? or a baptism. I think if it wasn't the word pool, it was something that indicated that it was bigger than it looked. I started thinking about, a 350-pound guy. Forget it. So I'm not sure what you mean about no time limit. I think they had like 150 people, maybe more, maybe more. Um, so I hope you make it there. Selena M says, pop on to pop off. Yeah, this is what happens. And I'm surprised because it's 2:34 in the morning. We've already been on strong. We've been going strong for 74 minutes. I got 1 hour and 19 minutes. Is that equal what you just said? Again, I got a GED. I got a GED. Yeah, we won't go past an hour and a half. We won't. Um, who's on YouTube, Hearts Wild? The baptismal service is on is up, huh? Where are you? No, Jack, they are on YouTube now. Yeah, okay. I'll have to take a look at that. Was it all Pastor Bob, every one of them? Or did he have other people that would step in and give him a rest? See, this is too much. I mean, churches have assistant pastors. They have associate pastors. I remember Paul Crouch from TBN, who's passed away now. A lot of scandal involving TBN. But Paul Crouch said on Praise the Lord one night, he said, I've been an associate pastor and I've been an assistant pastor. And I noticed that they both begin with the same three letters. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I used to watch that show, Praise the Lord, with Paul and Jan. Oh, in the 80s and 90s, I watched excessively. Went to see them in Poughkeepsie, do a live Praise the Lord. Wait, that was with John and Ruth Ann Jacobs, the Power Team guy. Anybody know who I'm talking about? They got a divorce. She's so beautiful, Ruth Ann. But John had issues, that you didn't see on camera. He had personality issues and what have you. Pamela Granger, hi, Jack, watching from Kentucky. And you just found us here in the middle of the night. My goodness, it's amazing. That is truly amazing. I never envisioned that I would be able to come on at 2:30. If I would have tried this in 2017, they wouldn't have let me because I didn't have 1,000 subscribers, which I think is what you have to have. When I hit 1,000 subscribers is when they let me know I could start doing live shows, Um, if I would have tried this, though, in 2017, I would have been sitting in a small room talking to myself. Then somebody would have come on from somewhere, But things brightened in January, February 2018 when I mentioned Bob Joyce for the first time. On January 1st of 2018, I did not know who he was. I miss stuff sometimes when I'm yammering away and I can't look at the screen all the time. But I'm so glad you're here, Pamela. Chi-Chi says, we love to travel there. We'd love to travel there one day. Chi-Chi. Now, I'm assuming you're a guy with the name Chi-Chi, but I could be totally wrong. All the Chi-Chis I have known, or Cheech, have been guys. That's all I'm saying. 50 watching right now, 41 likes. Please hit the subscribe and the like button and the notification bell. I think most of the people here have done that. But hello, replay crowd. We're just letting you know that tonight at 7 p.m. I'm talking to you now. You could see this a month from now. I'm talking to you on the 13th of August, 2024, at about East Coast time, 2:37 in the morning. And I'm promoting the fact that we'll do worldwide ramblings tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Savings Time. and then we'll do Saturday at 10 p.m. That's my plan. But we all know that we make our plans and God just smiles. God just smiles. On Grease, I guess you mean the movie, right? With John and Olivia Newton-John. I used to say, talking up, you're the one that I want, or Summer Nights, I suppose I would say on the radio. Here's Olivia Newton and John. I remember that. So Chi-Chi was a lady, and Chi-Chi was also a restaurant. Well, Chi-Chi's restaurant. In fact, when the mayor's father here in this city that I live in opened up a restaurant called Chi-Chi's, because that was his nickname, Chi-Chi DeStefano. It wasn't too long before Chi-Chi got a call from Chi-Chi's saying, we see that you are calling your restaurant Chi-Chi's, and we don't want to sue you. We don't want to take this to court. In fact, we'll pay for the new sign. We'll pay for the new sign, but you can't call it Chi-Chi's because we're going to win if this goes to court. And he changed the name and they paid for it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So we went to the mayor's restaurant. Well, it's really his wife's, and now it may be somebody else in the family. Old Erie, all the older people go there. We went a while back, and I got the same thing I would always get there: lasagna and meatballs, and it was just the same. The meatballs were great, the sauce was great, the lasagna was great, except for one thing. See, the difference is now that in that kitchen, I think it's no longer Italians, but it's Mexicans. And one thing Mexicans seem to do, Guatemalans seem to do, because it happened at the Colonial Diner, is they put too much salt in there. And that ruins the lasagna. That ruins the gravy. That ruins the mashed potatoes. You can always add salt, but you can't take it away. And I'm also very mindful of the fact now that I need to reduce the salt and be serious about it. You know? Yeah, baby. All right, love and hugs. We've even worn Belinda out, but I'm not sure she's actually even, but we are any minute now. We're in the countdown. Nighty night. Nighty night. I had to come back and tell you to smash that like button. She's not really leaving. Do I leave? Heart's Wild. I like these late night shows. Yeah, see, I assumed you were working like 4 to midnight or maybe to 1 a.m. or in a whole different time zone, whatever. And because I usually do hear from you when I come on this line. Hi, Darlene Koberstein. I've been ignoring you. I'm so sorry. Hi, Jack and all. If I missed anybody, I appreciate it. Oh, jeez. I apologize because I never mean to not say hello. Sometimes I just, it's that thing where I'm thinking about what I'm going to say next, what I should do, and I miss it. So good night to you all. Yeah. So 7:00 tonight, East Coast time, a midweek edition of Worldwide Ramblings. We'll do that then. And we'll talk about reaction to the video. You Don't Need Elvis. And also we'll begin to talk about the Hot Springs weekend that has just passed. Another thing that surprised me beyond measure is that I was told that each speaker had 20 minutes. What? Each of these were paid speakers that had to fly in. And I know that they also had a time of meeting people and signing things. And if they had product at table, I get that. But 20 minutes? Amanda Grace, 20 minutes? It's beyond my scope of comprehension. I think next time a lot less speakers would be a smart thing. But yeah, you gotta balance it with music because people only have an attention span. They say on YouTube, the average attention span is 3 to 8 minutes, so it's a little more, But yeah, you don't want to go on for a long time, and then you don't want to follow one speaker with another speaker, another speaker. It's just not the way to do it. Jeannie Thompson, thank you. Well, thank you, Jeannie Thompson. Thank you, Kathleen Whataburger. She's probably saying that to her. I don't know. I catch this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, but I thank everybody for joining me. Hope you will join me at 7 o'clock East Coast time tonight for Worldwide Ramblings. It's time that I get ready to hit the hay, but now I'm kind of up. I'll take my ashwagandha, and my low dose Xanax as well. All right. I appreciate you here in the middle of the night. You're always a surprise, and very fortunate to have you. Take care. Say your prayers if you're going to go to sleep. We have a country here in America to pray for. I just hope that we don't go down a road that we may never be able to recover from. But then I know that God is in control. Bye-bye, everybody.